WWE Unreal is coming to Netflix. It is a backstage, behind-the-scenes look at the WWE, and it can completely kill the business. In this video, we're going to break down why the current presentation of professional wrestling directly correlates to the lack of interest compared to the other eras that we know and love. So if you love professional wrestling and you like discussing topics like this, subscribe to the channel, like and comment below. WWE Unreal is coming to Netflix, and it's going to be the first time in the modern era that we've seen a peek behind the curtain, including access to the writer's room and backstage insights that we've never seen before. You may remember that we have seen documentaries like this before with Wrestling with Shadows and Beyond the Mat, which gave us some insight to what happens behind the curtain, but WWE Unreal is more of a deep dive to the magic of professional wrestling. So why is this bad for the business? It's no secret at this point that professional wrestling viewership has dropped year over year since the peak periods in the late 1980s to the late 1990s. Whether it's WWE, AEW, TNA, or any other promotion, we've seen a steady decrease across the board, and I believe it's directly correlated to the death of kayfabe. The word kayfabe is a wrestling term referring to the mystique of the industry and keeping the creative process of professional wrestling alive. During its peak period, the product was rooted in blurring the lines between reality and fiction. Storylines were created based around current day issues, and the wrestlers kept their character whether they were inside the ring or outside the ring in public. Even during this time, everybody knew that this was entertainment and this was a show, but we were able to suspend our reality during the process because the characters were so real and the storylines were compelling. And having this investment in the characters is the real magic of professional wrestling and the aim of the industry. Jim Cornette said it best.
But you see it, you get with it. Now imagine if you know that little guy, who he is, and that you like him, and that he's your hero. And that big guy, what a prick he is. He's an asshole. He says horrible things to everybody. I hope he gets the shit kicked out of him. Now, instead of just driving down the road and stopping, you might want to pay $5 or $10 or whatever it is to see that fight, to see whether the little guy can kick the shit out of the big guy and get even for you. That's wrestling.
A prime example of how serious this was to the industry was the infamous curtain call moment, when Triple H and Shawn Michaels faced Scott Hall and Kevin Nash in Madison Square Garden. In storyline, Shawn Michaels and Triple H were the bad guys, and Kevin Nash and Scott Hall were the good guys. But in real life, they were best friends, and Scott Hall and Kevin Nash were on their way to WCW. So after the show went off the air, the friends embraced in the middle of the ring while people were still in the arena. This completely killed the illusion of the good guys versus the bad guys. Subsequently, Shawn Michaels wasn't really punished because he was champion at the time, but Triple H was taken out of the King of the Ring tournament, which he was written to win, and was replaced by an up-and-coming Steve Austin, who ironically gave us one of the most important moments in wrestling history, the infamous 316 promo, which was the birth of Stone Cold Steve Austin. WWE Unreal series is just another example of the modern-day product completely killing kayfabe and telling us not to believe in current stories. So what is the point? This is literally like you going to watch the newest Superman movie and the director coming out midway through the movie and saying, "Hey guys, this is not real. Superman doesn't exist and you can't be a superhero, but enjoy the show." We already know that. You don't have to tell us, and you don't have to ruin the experience. We are trying to be invested, we are trying to get emotional about the story, and you telling us this does nothing but hinder the experience. Not only that, but wrestlers are breaking character left, right and center, doing post-show media scrums showing us how the story was made and why they want to work with each other, and it's just killed the whole experience. These are all reasons why wrestling industry and interest has diminished over time. There is no reason to believe and no reason to get invested in the characters. Since the Attitude Era, year over year wrestling viewership drops significantly, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better. Since their inception in 2019, AEW viewership has dropped approximately 35%. Compare this with WWE, who has dropped about 50% in that time period as well. These are all evidenced by current-day wrestling comparison charts by WrestleNomics, and Netflix have also just released their numbers since WWE programming has shifted over to the platform. For more information on the drop in viewership and crowd numbers, click the link below and in the description for a video explaining this in more depth. But what do you think about the WWE Unreal series? Does this kill the business?